This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Dan is off tonight. I'm Harry Smith. He denied it under oath, but today we got to hear Mark Fuhrman using the so-called N-word over and over again. Tapes of the now retired Los Angeles police detective were played in court at the O.J. Simpson murder trial. The key question now is whether the jury will get to hear them. Correspondent Sandra Hughes is at the courthouse in Los Angeles. Sandra?
Harry, Detective Mark Fuhrman reportedly arrived in Los Angeles this morning, and he isn't talking. But much is being said about him inside the courtroom. Right now, attorneys are arguing over just how much of the now infamous Fuhrman tapes should be heard by the jury. Tapes that have shifted the entire focus of this case. Laura Hart McKinney came teary-eyed and visibly shaken to court, but was composed when she took the stand. The North Carolina screenwriter was called by the defense to verify 41 different excerpts from interviews she did with Detective Mark Fuhrman. 9 years of research for a screenplay. The jury wasn't there, but spectators were stunned as Fuhrman's voice filled the room. For instance, this chilling description of how police officers dealt with suspects in the shooting of other officers in 1978.
We basically tortured them. There's 4 policemen, 4 guys. We broke numerous bones in each one of them. Their faces were just smashed.
The defense is making racism a key issue in this case, playing dozens of times Fuhrman using the word nigger, a word he swore on the stand he hadn't used in the last decade.
And when I left, Dana goes, "No blood, Mark." No problem. Not even any marks, Dana. Just body shots. You ever try to find a bruise on a nigger?
Some of the interviews are in transcript form only. Though they were background for a work of fiction, the defense says they represent Fuhrman's real views. McKinney admitted in one excerpt Fuhrman was talking about a real person, an LAPD Commander Hickman, whom he calls a name and adds, he should be shot. He wants to be chief, so he wants the city council and the police commissioner and all these niggers in LA city government, and all of them should be lined up against a wall and bleeping shot. And in another instance, McKinney admitted that when asked, Fuhrman said he had torn up a black motorist driver's license. He told her he's going to go to the station because he won't have any identification, because when he gives me his driver's license, I'll just rip the bleeper up. The defense wants desperately to prove that Fuhrman is capable of manufacturing evidence to bolster their claim that he planted the bloody glove found at O.J. Simpson's estate. In one portion of the transcript, Fuhrman describes how officers would ignore the constitutional need for probable cause in making arrests, saying, I don't know what the Supreme Court or the Superior Court says, and I don't really give a bleep. If I was pushed into saying why I did it, I'd say suspicion of burglary. I'd be able to correlate exactly what I said into a reasonable probable cause for arrest. Prosecutors say that Fuhrman was exaggerating to help McKinney spin a dramatic tale. And to the issue that bears directly on this case,
I don't recall a particular incident right now where Detective Fuhrman said he planted evidence on innocent people.
Judge Ito's likely to allow in some times when Mark Fuhrman uses the N-word, and in particular, he's looking for times when Mark Fuhrman might have planted evidence or tampered with evidence because of a racial bias.
Court observers say Judge Lance Ito will rule on the admissibility of the tapes later today or tomorrow. Meantime, a defense source confirms to CBS News that there may be yet another tape of Detective Mark Fuhrman out there somewhere, completely unrelated to the interviews with Laura Hart McKinney. Harry?
Sandra Hughes in Los Angeles. Thanks. While the Simpson jury did not hear the Fuhrman tapes today, just about everybody else in America did or will. Correspondent Jerry Bowen reports on the reaction.
No.
The bravado, bluster, and bigotry of Mark Fuhrman, in his own words, in his own voice, echoed out of the courtroom and across Los Angeles today. Racial slurs that resonated in the neighborhoods of South Central Los Angeles, where black community leaders had called for release of the tapes.